Hey everybody, I'm Dr. Plasma and I like upgrades. Basic elevators are nice, but sometimes you need something a bit bigger. Sometimes you want to go bigger, sometimes 3x3 is a little odd. Well, today we're going to do a 4x4. It's not too much more complicated, the same principles apply. And with this, you should be able to move more things at a time. Maybe you need to move more people at a time. Whatever your case, I'm your guy. This is going to be a summary of not only how to build it, but I'll show you some pitfalls and things to avoid so that it's easier when you're trying it on survival mode, so that you can get it right the first time. Let's get started. 60-second elevator review. Ready? Go. So an elevator is comprised of 8 blocks. 4 slime blocks, 2 sticky pistons, and 2 observers. I have these as a substitute. Whenever something happens in front of an observer, it will cause it to push and cause the other one to pull, going in a repeated loop. The second principle to know is that whenever an observer is moved, it will fire pistons, allowing you to overcome the 12 block limit. You're limited by 8 on the first layer because the initial construction requires you to push a slime block, a second slime block, and then this sticky piston and this observer. Let's build one super fast. The pistons need to face the opposite way as from the observers. Done. So this is what a sticky piston elevator looks like. Let's dissect it. As you can see, it does in fact work. All you need is to take a basic piston elevator, make room for a piston on top, put some pistons on the sides so they don't touch it, and then put a piston on the back so that we reuse this observer. It'll look like this when it's finished. And then all you have to do is put slime blocks on top, like so, as a slime layer, and a little bit of padding to make it easier to stop at the top. That's optional, but I'll show you how to do it later. And your slime will look like this once you've got enough so that you'll have 12 of each. So this is 8 of each, and then once you put the decor blocks on, you'll be done. Let's show you how to build it now. So this is all you're going to need is 22 slime blocks, 16 honey blocks, 4 observers, and 6 pistons. Let's get started by putting an observer right here and an observer right here. Make these face the opposite direction. And now, the easiest way to remember this is you want to make an arc of 3, like that. And you're going to put one here so that you can put pistons right here, and then there you go. You're done. Don't believe me? Now the trick is you're going to need to prime all 3 of these at the bottom like we did on the 3x3, but you're going to have to touch them at the same time. So let's add one of these. So what we're going to do is we're going to, in front of this observer, we are going to place a regular piston, like so, and we will just say hello to it and it will go. And then you're going to want to have some right here. And we will talk to those in the same manner. And what we want to do is we want to have a tick delay so that we do these first. Let's get some redstone dust. And we will simply lead this down. And we'll put a repeater. And that should be it. Now with a button, that should work. And that should launch it correctly, even with the blocks on top of it. Let's go find out. We're going to place our sticky pistons like so. Or slime blocks. You'd think I would know the difference. And to make it easier, we're going to make it so that there are 8 of these, so that there will only be 4 blocks on top for each one. So there's 6 of these, so we need 2 here, and there's 6 of these, so we need 2 here. Let's put them right here. But we need 3 on this one, because it doesn't have as many, because it's higher up. And that should be all we need to do. So now, this should properly prime these upward, and then it will go. And it works. So now that we've covered how to build our elevator, let's cover how to stop it at the top and turn it back around. So let's say we had a top platform like this. If you did what I did and padded them so that there's 12 of each, it'll be very easy. All we have to do is put these blocks here in order to stop it from moving. And so what we'll do is we'll add some sticky pistons in order to push and pull those so that we can choose when we launch it. Actually, let's put it down here. So I'm going to put redstone torches here to invert them so that when we push a button, it will pull them back. We're going to put repeaters like this. However, there's one thing you need to know, which is that if we do not change anything, what's going to happen is this one is going to be pulled away, and because we are reusing this observer with this piston, we're going to push this row upward, and it's going to break the machine. I'll show you how it breaks the machine in a second. In order to do that, we want to hold this one a little bit longer before we start moving. And so what we're going to do is we're going to set up our trigger to move like we did before, where after 3 ticks it will go. But we are going to wait another 2 ticks, so 5 ticks total, on this one right here. And you can do these anywhere you like. The concern is that this one right here, this piston right here is connected to this one, which is our down. And so if you're going to use one on the down, like say if we were going to have one here, you need to make sure that you hold on to them a little bit longer for 5 ticks. And so we're going to set this one for 3 ticks, 2, 3. And that should work. Now let's rig up a button and test it. One, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Yeah, and less than 15, so it should reach. You think it'll work? Let's find out. It works. So now let's show you what happens if it were to fail. Which, by the way, if you want a really nice border, you don't have to use obsidian if you're worried about slime blocks touching things. Glazed terracotta will also not be pulled by slime blocks, and so you can have a much better edge on your bottom floor like so. So let's go upward. Now I will show you what happens if you run into problems with your timings. If we were to remove this one, and we were to try to do it only on 1 tick, what do you think would happen? What's going to happen is it's going to pull these back, it's going to fire it to go, and this one's going to push that one up, which means... Oh no! We lost part of our elevator. And the only way to fix this is to put it back. And that can be a real headache in survival mode. And so be careful with your timings on your redstone. So what you would have to do is put it back the way it was, which is like this. It would be 8 of them. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And now this one will function correctly. Let's make it pretty. This would be fun to play with somebody, to make your elevator look small and make it bigger than it actually is. And see, now it functions correctly now that we actually have 5 ticks over there. Well, that's all I have for today. If you like this, consider subscribing. We're going to be doing bigger elevators, and I've got some more projects to show off. Hope you have a good day. Bye.